Bam! Nothing like a human skull to really bring the look of my new room together. I really hope no one asks where it came from. People tend to overreact a bit if they find out you go grave robbing on the weekends. But I'm sure I'll think of some way to justify having it here. On an unrelated note, does anyone have the time of year?
Halloween!
Oh boy, it's the Halloween season. I absolutely adore this time of year. You can really be celebrated any way you want to. Some people love dressing up and making elaborate costumes, some people like going to haunted houses, some watch horror movies, and some just like welcoming the fall season and enjoying the cool weather and eating one metric pumpkin a week, and slathering themselves in the gooey mixture of stringy flesh and seeds. Me, I enjoy a good mixture of all of them.
However, I will always remember the giddiness of coming home after school every day and seeing how the shows and cartoons I loved were celebrating the season. You had shows like Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps that aired around this time of year, but when existing programs created specific episodes to coincide with the season, it always felt really special. That's why today, I wanted to take a look at a few of the Halloween-themed programs I loved watching as a kid, and still love watching as an adult. These aren't in any particular order, so don't take this as a top 10 list or anything like that. Just sit back, grab that bag of Halloween candy you told yourself you were buying for trick-or-treaters, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
This is a night.
This is the night
I was created for. I'm gonna put on my best disguise and go knocking on everybody's door. This is the night.
This is the night
I'm gonna hit the street. 'Cause this is the night folks are giving away so many good things to eat. If every night was a night to go trick or treat,
Trick or treat,
wouldn't it be sweet?
trick or treat,
Just a trick or treat.
trick or treat,
Wouldn't it be sweet?
trick or treat.
Just a trick or treat.
Billy and Mandy's Jacked Up Halloween. Okay, how do you take an already creepy and Halloween-centric show and make a Halloween special for it? Well, you take that pumpkin meter and dial it to a ludicrous amount. This episode is about Jackolantern, a conveniently named trickster who is given immortality after being confronted by Grimm and becomes the reason for the trick in Trick or Treat. He plans to use Grimm's scythe to unleash an army of possessed pumpkins to conquer the world. And I can't say this episode has the greatest writing or even a lot of funny jokes, but you can tell they really tried to make this thing stand out from the rest of the show as a Halloween special, and that's definitely something I appreciate. The design for Jackolantern is also pretty great. It's like Dwight from that one episode of The Office mixed with the Scarecrow.
Enough! You're distracting me!
Now, where was I?
Letting me go? Ah, yes. Decapitation!
He's also voiced by Wayne Knight. Yeah, that Wayne Knight. Who at first I thought was an interesting choice, but it isn't his first time playing an animated villain.
You're telling me my plan. I already know my plan. I made up the plan. It's my plan. What I don't know is how close you are to accomplishing my plan!
Oh, yeah, kind of an outdoor voice there.
For all the weirdness Billy and Mandy has to offer, there were a few jokes that actually got a chuckle out of me, and I think you should watch it at least once if you haven't already.
What?
Trick or treat?
Do you know who I am?
No. Trick or treat!
SpongeBob's Scaredy Pants. From the first frame, this episode gives me those Halloween shivers. You know the kind. Just reminds me of how I felt as a kid being excited in the weeks leading up to Halloween. You'd come home from school, take your jacket off, because it's getting a little chilly out there, and turn on the TV to see all your favorite characters remind you that in a few weeks or days or whatever, you get a lot of candy for free. See, SpongeBob is easily scared by everything, so the citizens of Bikini Bottom refer to him as SpongeBob Scaredy Pants.
Trick or treat!
It's okay, son. That's just SpongeBob Scaredy Pants.
He enlists the help of Patrick to turn the tides on the townspeople with some pretty hilariously unexpected results. I just love how Halloween is everywhere here. The skeletons, the trick-or-treaters, the atmosphere. Also, I remember always thinking that the giant pumpkin big enough to go inside of was awesome and I always wanted to try it, but no pumpkins like that exist. Or maybe they do, I don't know. I always loved hearing Mr. Krabs tell his story at a campfire with all the decorations in the background, and whoever wrote this line deserves an award.
I've come for your pickle.
I had a VHS tape with this episode on it, and I used it so many times that the picture quality became worse and worse over time. But regardless, this is one I watched every year and still makes me feel those old ghost toasties. Anyone? Huh? Okay.
Oh, I'm the Flying Dutchman.
I don't know who I am.
Over the Garden Wall. This is one that doesn't technically count as a special, seeing as it isn't based on an existing cartoon. Heck, it doesn't even technically count as a Halloween special since it premiered on the 3rd of November, but seeing as it got a special broadcast on Cartoon Network, it counts in my eyes. Over the Garden Wall, it focuses on two brothers, Wirt and Greg, and their adventures exploring an unknown land called, well, the Unknown. They search for a way to return home and are warned about the beast who follows them.
These woods are no place for children. Don't you know the beast is afoot here?
And that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, if you haven't seen this one already, you need to set aside an hour or two and watch it this year. I watch this series every October, and it never fails to put me right in the spirit of the season. You can technically watch it in November, but let's just say that you'll appreciate watching it in October more. The characters are likable, the animation is unique and stylistic, the jokes are great.
I was thinking more like flat out stealing from him.
What? No way.
Why not? We already stole a horse.
Hey, guys.
No, we didn't. Fred's a talking horse. He can do whatever he wants.
I want to steal.
What? You guys are bonkers.
And there are even a few scenes that bring a tear to my eye every time I watch it. No lie, the first time I watched this show, I cried twice, and I'm not really a weepy guy. I don't want to give too much away, so I'll leave it there, but do yourself a huge favor and watch this series at some point this month.
You come to our town, you trample our crops, you interrupt our private engagement. Now you want to leave.
Yes.
You'll never convict. You have no proof.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Yeah, you know I had to put this one somewhere, and it really does deserve to be here. The Peanuts never fail to make their holiday specials short, sweet, and memorable. Most of the time. But this one is just so nostalgic, and you'll bet your bucket of candy corn it's nostalgic for everyone. I mean, the thing first aired over 50 years ago. Everyone watched this thing as a kid, and it just screams school Halloween parties where the teacher would lug one of those giant TV stands into the room and put it on after the class had spent the day partying, coloring, and eating a huge abundance of these cookies. This special is irreplaceable as a staple of the holiday, no matter how dated it might seem, and it's easily one of the first things that pops into my head when I hear Halloween special. Godspeed, Charlie Brown. Maybe one day, you'll actually kick that football. The ScoobyDoo Project. This isn't one I even knew existed until just recently, seeing as it was only broadcast during a Scooby-Doo marathon in 1999, but it's become one of my favorite things to watch around Halloween. Parodying the Blair Witch Project, which had just come out at the time, it put Scooby and the gang in a found-footage horror movie. It's really kind of surreal to watch. It's actually pretty creepy at parts, and because the film itself is about people losing their minds in the woods, the gang starts to bicker and fight, with Daphne throwing some real shade at Velma.
I need a break. My feet hurt. Well, is it our fault you wore high heels on a hiking trip? At least I try to look feminine.
Now, obviously, since this is Scooby-Doo we're talking about, it isn't a one-to-one copy of the R-rated film, but it's presented in a completely serious manner, which in my opinion makes it a lot better. If you haven't seen this one yet, check it out. The whole thing is available on YouTube, and I personally recommend watching it with the lights off. Obscure, yes, but a classic in my eyes.
Fly green tree! Green tree! Green!
The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. At first, I thought about putting the regular show Halloween episodes on the list since I liked the horror anthology method of storytelling, but then I remembered that a much better TV show already did it. The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror is an annual, yes, that's annual with a double annual, Halloween special that our favorite jaundice-ridden friends do. They offer the writers a chance to go all out with the scary imagery and violence. It's also neat because there are 3 stories per episode most of the time, so you have variety on top of creativity. There's one where this new abomination of a hamburger turns the whole town into zombies, there's one where Homer kills the Grim Reaper and is forced to take on the mantle, all sorts of great stories. And the writing is hilarious as usual.
It was so noble of a pooh to give his life for us.
Where are you going? You're supposed to stop at the bottom and wait for me!
I remember going to my local library and reading Treehouse of Horror comic books too, like the one where they do Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I loved reading those so much, and you know what? I think I'm just gonna go and read some right now. I'll be back. Honestly, The Simpsons do Halloween specials so well. It's always great to see what they have each year, but it's just as fun to revisit some of the old classics.
Boy, you read my thoughts. You've got the shinin.
You mean shining.
Shh! You wanna get sued?
Attack of the Jackolanterns. Goosebumps is based on horror books for kids and young teens written by R.L. Stine, so again, when Halloween rolls around, you know they're just abusing this thing. This episode is about a group of children who want to trick-or-treat on Halloween, naturally, but are warned by their parents that 4 people have gone missing recently. Promising to stay in a group, they leave to enjoy the night's festivities, only to be approached by... These are the Jackolanterns, I guess, and they take the children to another neighborhood where they can get the best candy out of all. However, it comes with a catch. They have to keep trick-or-treating forever! Goosebumps is the type of show where you can watch any episode around Halloween. But if you really want to envelop yourself in the spirit of the holiday, I vote you watch the one with costumes, creepy pumpkins, and Halloween decorations all over the place. So turn out the lights, get under a blanket, and get your cool friend Jack from school to watch this fun Halloween ride.
What are you supposed to be, Beatles 1962?
What? No, I'm a dark and stormy night.
Well, I see the dark, but where's the stormy?
By far, one of the most underappreciated Halloween specials are the YouTube Halloween specials. Yeah! Come on, you're telling me you aren't watching JonTron's Halloween videos every year? Telling me you aren't watching Brutal Moose review all the Halloween candy? You are not telling me you didn't watch Chadtronic react to Halloween safety videos and cursed Halloween commercials. Scott the Woz, Kid Icarus, Chris Stuckman, and even... all of these YouTubers and more are putting in hours upon hours of effort just to celebrate the season and make a video for you to watch, and I think that's really something to admire. I love seeing the new ones they release, and I love rewatching the classics every year. I'm going to put a link to a few of my favorites down in the description below, so go check them out, and let me know which Halloween YouTube videos you love watching every year in the comments.
So those are a few of the Halloween specials I either grew up with or just discovered recently. Either way, I recommend you give them all a watch. I'm also interested to know what your favorite Halloween specials are, so leave a comment down below letting me know. And I'm also glad I can sleep soundly knowing there isn't some obscure Halloween special that most people even forgot existed and would probably be a nightmare to revisit nowadays. Oh no. I thought about it.
I thought about it!